Hey guys, this is Magda K. Today I'll be sharing with you some tips on how to stay connected to your partner during lovemaking in a situation when it's not just the two of you. So this is something that I was asked by my friend who is in a relationship that includes three people. So it's two women and one man, and they're very happy. She did ask me, however, that there are moments when she really wants to connect to her male partner, and she likes having this intimate connection by looking into his eyes, but he's not available because right now he's engaged with the other partner, with the other woman. And so she was asking me what you can do in this situation to have this connection or not to feel left out. And I decided to share it with more people because I think this is actually a super, super, super important area to look into. Now, first of all, if you're considering having a threesome or any other form of group sex, this is definitely something you want to look into. It's also something you want to look into if you are exploring different forms of relationship and you prefer having more than one partner and engage with them intimately together. But also, even if you are in a couple, including just two people in a monogamous relationship, you may not be given situations where you would be triggered like this, but that actually shows certain wounding and fears that we all carry. And so just because you're not in a situation that would trigger these fears to come up in that way, it doesn't mean they're not there. And so the things I'll be talking about today, they actually are really, they apply to everyone. So if you are committed to working on yourself, to, let go of the layers of the ego, of shame and guilt and feeling not good enough, then this video is for you. So we're gonna take a bit more time. It may be about 20 minutes today, but it's because it's such a dense topic and there's so much really to talk about. And I want to make sure that I'm passing enough information for you to really understand it, not just on the conscious level, but on the subconscious level as well. So first thing first, when we talk about any form of group sex, whether it's a threesome or including more people, but especially when you have odd numbers, it does take some logistical skills to make sure that you give enough attention to both of your partners, so no one feels left out. But even if you have tons of experience, there will be moments, and probably a lot of moments, when one of you will feel left out. So it will feel more like 2+1 than a threesome. And in these moments, this is when we start feeling like, wow, what if they're enjoying each other more? What if I'm a burden, I'm an obstacle in this situation? What if they just prefer being by themselves? I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, she's sexier than me or he's better than me. And so what happens in this situation, which is a normal tendency of our mind, is to create a story. And now we have a tendency of creating negative stories that don't really support us, but that really are influenced by all these very deep fears. And now, we all have the tendency to do it, and we all do it. But some of us may have a very specific tendency to be extremely negative and unsupportive towards yourself. So I'm like this. If there is any space for uncertainty, I'm going to fill it in with the craziest negative story possible. I'm super hard on myself and can be very self-judgmental. Basically, with the ability to find all of the reasons what's wrong with me and why I don't deserve to be loved. And I know a lot of people have the similar tendency like me. I'm a Virgo. Apparently Virgos are like this. So maybe you can relate to that. But in any case, that doesn't serve us, because the situation is what it is, and then we create the interpretation. So the very first thing I would suggest that you try doing, it's redefine what you see. So you can look at it right now that, okay, it's the two of them and me being, like the one that's left out, and you can have all this negative story, but you can also redefine it and observe these two people connecting and look at yourself as like, wow, I get to be a part of this beautiful union. Or you can say that I'm holding space for them. So you start understanding that it's not you who are in the way of them to connecting, but you are actually a necessary element to allow this connection. So it's like, you bringing these two people together. I actually had this experience once. So there's a guy I really liked, and one of my best friends liked him too. And I remember I was getting really triggered and jealous because I felt like they would be a much better match than me and this guy. But despite all of the fears and all of the triggers, I was, you know what, let's just come together. And I remember having this moment when I felt like, okay, now I'm being left out. But then I just changed how I looked at it, and I realized, wow, this is like my best friend. I love her. And this is a guy that I really care about. And seeing them together, uniting, was actually really beautiful to me because I felt like I played a part in making that happen, in pretty much putting a smile on their faces. So see if you can redefine it. You're not an obstacle for them. You're not, unnecessary piece of the puzzle in this situation. You are an important element to allow for that human connection. So with this, okay, that's like the first step, realizing that you are being given a beautiful opportunity to observe to other people, that you're actually blessed. Also, see if you can look at it as something that would arouse you. So a lot of people enjoy watching. I enjoy watching other people. So again, instead of just thinking like, oh, now I'm not being, taken care of, I'm not really having fun, I'm just watching. Well, what if you just looked at it like, wow, I'm pretty much watching live porn. Like, can it get better than that? So, once again, it's about redefining the situation. So, the idea is that you see what you want to see. If you believe that in this situation you're being left out, that's what you will be seeing, that you're left out. But if you see it as an awesome sexual experience where you get to connect intimately to more than one person, that's exactly what your brain will perceive. Now, that may and probably will take a while because you are reconditioning your brain. You actually are creating new neural paths in your brain. So it takes some time, but it's possible to do that. And this redefinition of situation is actually the most important thing in anything in your life. So, okay, number two. You may want to connect with your partner through your eyes. So you probably have experienced this, that when you gaze into your partner's eyes, you have this very strong connection on a soul level, and it's beautiful. But actually, with your eyes open, you take yourself out of your own experience and connection with yourself, with your own heart. So if you can do that, if you can look into your partner's eyes, awesome. Focus on the connection with them. And when that is not available, close your eyes and connect to yourself. So actually, it's recommended during lovemaking or any form of intimacy with your partner that if you want to feel your sensations more, close your eyes. That allows you to go within and actually feel more. And if that's good for you and you want to be more connected to your partner, then open your eyes and look into his or her eyes. So this is an opportunity for you to go back within and really scan your body for all the sensations and everything that's happening. Remember, you're always connected. So you can be connected to your male partner, your female partner, to God, or to yourself. It doesn't really matter who you are connected to. We have the need to be connected. And so when you realize that you can also meet this need of being connected by connecting to yourself, you will feel automatically better. Another thing you can do is to connect through touch. So I love dance, and I've been experimenting with contact dancing. So what contact dance is that you dance with someone without actually following any specific rules or techniques of dancing, but you try to maintain some form of contact. So let's say through touch, or through looking at the person, or just like keeping space and be very present with them. And so we had this one class when we were first asked to dance with one person. So you keep the touch point with one person. And then when this is already established, you invite another person. So now it's 3 people dancing together. So I would be dancing with 2 people. And my job at this time was to maintain the equal connection with both of them. So can I be dancing with one person, being fully present with them, and being fully present with the other dancer as well? Okay, so we'll take a little bit of time exploring that. How can I stay connected to both people equally? When we master that, this is when we would invite another person. Now I'm trying to be connected to 3 people equally. So I have only two hands, I have two legs, and the rest of my body. So I would experiment with different ways of touching them with my arms, with my legs. But at one point, it gets to the situation when I, can only look at one person, I can only touch one person, and it becomes a bit difficult. So you, through this practice, and you can do it with your friends, you can sign up for some contact dance classes in your city, you can practice this with your lovers, because it shows you different layers of connecting to someone, and what is like your max, how many people can you be connected to, and you may discover that you can only be connected to one person or two people or three, four, or maybe more, or maybe not. And so for me, that was a huge lesson, how to be equally connected to someone even though I can look only at one. So let's say I would be looking into the eyes of one person I was dancing with, and there was someone behind me, and I would touch them without looking at them, and yet be able to be fully present with them. So now taking that into the bedroom and your intimate situation. So you can look into the eyes only of one person at a time. But can you still, like me for example, can I still be looking at you and imagine there's someone sitting next to me, and even though I have eye contact with you through touch, I can be absolutely fully present with another being as well. So in the situation when you're being intimate with more than one person, and their eyes are not available for you, just connect to them with the touch. And you can close your eyes to actually really sense the connection between you. Feel their skin on your palm, or you can hug them, touch them, caress them. So this is a huge channel of connection, but it requires us to bring full awareness. You've probably been touched more than once when someone touches you, and it's like you don't feel them, they're not there with you. So that's not the kind of a touch I'm talking about, and it's a huge difference. So when I touch someone and my mind is somewhere else, I'm not present, we don't have connection, we're not connected even though we're touching. But if I can bring my awareness and my presence to exactly this place where our skins touch, this is when you will feel that I am present with you. And for many people who are not familiar with working with energies, they may not be able to explain it, but somehow when you, with certain people, you feel the connection, and with others, it feels like they're absent, like they're not there. So that's what I mean by a conscious present touch. Also remember that, so we talked about the connecting through the eyes, connecting through the touch. You're also connected energetically. And again, whether you work with energies, whether you believe it or not, well, you are connected energetically. And so if the eyes are not available, maybe the touch is not available, close your eyes again and really sense the energy of the room. And realize the strong connection that the other two lovers have between them, but also the connection that you have with both of them. Even though you may not be engaged directly at this moment, you have the connection. And so once again, take the moment to really sense that, because that's actually the connection that you're looking for. You're not looking for someone to just touch you or look at you, because like I said, they may be totally not present. And this is not what you want. What you actually desire, what your heart desire, is the energy soul connection, which is there whether there's a physical contact or not. And actually taking this opportunity to really learn to sense the energy and sense this very subtle connection that you have with your partners, that can be a beautiful practice that you can later take outside of the bedroom and into your life, because usually what we crave as human beings is this intimate connection. And because we don't know how to do it, how to get it, we end up being sexual with someone. We very often have sex with people we don't really want to be intimate with on this level, simply because we crave the connection. And we forgot how to connect to people on an intimate level, which is not sex. And so that's a beautiful opportunity for you to actually explore that. Another tip is to look at it as a learning opportunity. So everything I've been sharing with you so far, it's actually a chance for you to really look into yourself and face your shadows, face your fears. So you can, look at the situation that you're being triggered and, I need to talk to my partner that this is not working for me. Or you can just understand, okay, this is difficult. I'm being triggered. And I consciously choose to go into this because I know it's a learning opportunity for me. I know that through this experience, my shadows are coming up, my fears are coming up, and I get to work on them. So we've been talking a lot about open relationships, both on my YouTube channel and on my fan page. And a lot of people would ask, well, do you not get jealous? Like, does it not trigger you? And I always reply, and every other person that I know who is in an open relationship, we always reply the same thing. Of course we get jealous, and of course we get triggered. But it's our conscious decision to be in this situation because we know that through this jealousy and through being triggered, we get to work and learn about ourselves, and we let to release a lot of layers of the ego that do not serve us and kind of go back more into our divine nature. So once again, putting yourself in the situation when you will be triggered, when you will want to connect to your partner and he may not be available. If you do it from the place of intention to grow, already that changes everything. Because it's your decision to be there. It may get difficult, but you want to be there because there is actually a big benefit that comes with that. And finally, communicate. Don't forget that this is the space, to talk to your partner and talk to the other person as well and say, okay, so, I got triggered when that happened. Now, I wouldn't say that doing it during lovemaking is the best option unless you have the space for that. But after, just come together and talk about your experience. Kind of do the little debriefing after what you did and share. How was it for you? Did any of you get triggered? Did you feel like at any time your needs were not met? And if you feel that, okay, I am committed to working on it, I'm committed to facing my shadows, still your support would be helpful. You can explain it to your partners and say, because I felt triggered, I would like to ask you if you could just give me a little bit more attention next time, to give me this safe container to be able to work on it gradually, because that's what would make it easier for me right now. So definitely don't keep it to yourself. Don't act as everything is fine if you get really triggered and if you felt that you had a strong need to be connected to one of your partners and you were not given an opportunity. You always, always, always want to talk about it, especially if you are in a relationship that's an open relationship or that involves more than two people, because it's a bit more complicated. So it requires a lot of communication. So these are the tips that I shared with this friend of mine and that I wanted to share with you, in something that I really, really invite you to explore on your own. Even if you don't have a situation, when there's another person with you and you're not getting triggered, still when being with your partner, experiment with your ability to close your eyes, go within, and have a very strong connection to yourself, and really try to perceive the energy that connects you and see if you can touch your partner in a meaningful, present, and conscious way. And this jealousy of feeling left out and not connecting to your partner when you want to, it's not just limited to the bedroom. So you've probably been triggered more than once. Let's say you went for dinner and your partner is talking to someone else and you would much rather have them talk to you. So this ability to really redefine the situation and understand that you're actually a space holder for them to connect, that's a skill that can and should be applied into every situation in your life, so that you are not driven by fear and jealousy and insecurities, but you get to redefine things for yourself. So I really hope that this will help you if you are in such a situation and that you will experiment with this. Now, of course, these are general tips, and I understand that if you are in a situation like this, you may need a more tailor-made and personal approach. So if you would like to work with me, you can visit my website, and I'm putting the link below this video where you can read how to book a trial session with me. So what a trial session is basically a proper coaching session that lasts 2 hours, because I want to make sure that you have time to feel comfortable to share things with me, and we have time to really address what's happening with you and in your life right now. But I want to be there to help you. So this way, I'm not telling you how we can work together, I'm showing you how we can work together. So there's a small fee for that and an application, because I only want to do it for people who are committed. But if you feel that you want to go deeper into this topic, that you're really triggered right now in your relationship, maybe you're opening your relationship and you really don't know how to navigate this whole new, area of relationships that are not as common and that we don't really get a lot of advice on, then absolutely check out this opportunity of having a trial coaching session with me. And I'm looking forward to working with you and to support you. And if you like this video and you would like more free advice like this, then make sure to subscribe to this channel and check me out. Check also other social media, my Facebook and my Instagram, where I share daily advice and daily tips and some insights into my personal life as well. So thank you so much for watching, my love. I hope that was helpful, that you got some good insights from it, and I'll catch you soon with more videos. Mwah.